ये क्या तो क्या होगा?
अच्छा, इन्हें कैनवा पे बनवाना है जैसे हम बनाते हैं।
नहीं कैनवा प्रो खत्म हो गया। मैम ने कल क्या कहा था?
वैसे ही अभी ओए सुनना, अभी मतलब वैसे ही लगा देना लोगो।
हाँ ताकि मैम फिर मेरी मिस्टेक करे।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, assalamu alaikum. My name is Tayyib Burakwala.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am student at Rehan School Teacher Training Academy, and today I will ask ChatGPT some few questions on a topic, discuss how to master time management in daily life.
Of course, I'd be happy to help you with that. So if you tell me a bit more about what kind of content you have or what specific theme you want, I can give you some pointers on how to structure it, keep it engaging, and
My first question is that what is time management and why is it important?
That's a great starting point. So I'd say you want to begin with a really clear definition. Basically describe what time management is, like how it's the process of planning and controlling how you spend your time on specific activities. Then you can segue into why it's crucial, like how it helps reduce stress, boost productivity, and give you a better work-life balance. Once you have that framework, you can sprinkle in examples or stories to make it more relatable. Does that? Yeah.
How does poor time management affect daily life?
Exactly. So once you've defined it and explained its importance, you can break it down into practical steps like setting priorities, creating daily or weekly schedules, and using tools like to-do lists or digital planners. That way, you give your audience something super practical they can apply right away.
What are the key principles of effective time management?
Great question. So some key tips would be setting clear goals, prioritizing tasks using something like the Eisenhower matrix, breaking big tasks into smaller steps, minimizing distractions, and regularly reviewing how you spend your time so you can adjust as you go.
मैम ने कोई तरीका बताया था ना जेमिनी से बात करने का।
How can time management improve productivity?
Exactly. You can end by giving a small practical example, like maybe you describe how you use a planner in your own daily routine or how you allocate time for deep work versus meetings. That makes it super practical, and people can visualize applying it themselves.
What is the difference between being busy and being productive?
That's a really important distinction. So being busy just means you have a lot going on. You might be constantly occupied, but being productive means you're actually moving towards your goals, making real progress, and focusing on the right things. So it's all about that alignment with your objectives.
How do you currently spend most of your time each day?
Yeah, that's a good question. Lately, I spend a lot of my time either working on these sessions, helping with the tasks, or diving into some personal projects, like learning new skills or just reading up on things that interest me. How about you? How do your days usually look right now?
My second question is what are your biggest time wasting habits?
That's a really powerful one. So I'd say you can approach it by having them reflect, like ask them to think about what tasks or habits drain their energy or feel pointless. Then you can guide them to focus on what truly brings them joy or meaning, like their values or passions, and help them realize those things.
अबूजर बेटा मेरी बात सुनेंगे अबूजर हेलो
जी जी
नेक्स्ट जो भी बैच का टाइम खत्म होगा ना तो आप सबसे खुद बात करेंगे कि योर टाइम इज अवर यू हैव टू वेट देयर ठीक है और जो स्टूडेंट्स अगर एक्स्ट्रा रुक रहे हैं तो मैंने आपको कल भी समझाया था कि आप मुझसे बात करेंगे मे भी उनकी कोई रीजन हो मे भी उनके पेरेंट्स ने मुझसे बात की हो ठीक है लेकिन किसी भी फैसिलिटेटर को मैं ये परमिशन नहीं देती कि वो ये बदतमीजी करेगी किसी की डिवाइस बंद करेगी और उसे उठो निकलो बाहर समझ रहे हैं आप लोग अपनी लिमिट्स में रहें तो ज्यादा बेहतर है ठीक है और किसी स्टूडेंट को भी परमिशन ये नहीं देती कि किसी फैसिलिटेटर से बदतमीजी करे कोई भी प्रॉब्लम अगर आता है तो आप लोग मुझे आके बता सकते हैं ओके आप भी मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं आप भी मेरे बच्चे तो मुझे फौरन एक्नॉलेज किया करें कि मैम ये इशू हुआ है आज और इसको आप प्लीज देख लें ऑन द स्पॉट ओके ठीक है बेटा सबको समझ आ गया अच्छा, आज हमने ना ये स्विच बोर्ड्स का इशू रिजॉल्व कर दिया है, लगा दिए सोल्यूशन जो मैंने समझाया था।
90887
अब किसी की जरूरत तो नहीं है।
इसको पॉज कैसे
अबू सर, जब तक टेबल पे स्पेस है कोशिश करें सबको टेबल पे बिठाएं,
ठीक है।
ठीक है। और
ये
हम
नंबर
ये
WhatsApp
उनसे
पे
आज
है।
भी मैंने कहा है नीचे आके पहले कि टेबल और
इसको
चेयर्स
pause
निकाल
कहाँ से
दें,
करना है?
स्टूडेंट चेयर रखनी है।
हाँ, ओके, और अभी भी जैसे हैं ना, ये देखिए
इस
बाल
पे
यहाँ पे आ सकती है। अबूजर एक साइड से ना मैं कुछ पेज लेने लगा हूँ।
ये देखो, तुम्हारे यहाँ WhatsApp में मसला, बस सुनना क्या बात।
ले लो।
How can you identify your peak productivity hours?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be a really nice wrap up. So you could summarize by revisiting the core idea that being productive is about intentional choices and encourage them to experiment with their own time management strategies. Leave them with a simple call to action, like pick one new habit to try this week.
अबूजर, ये मिकाइल का क्या मसला है? अकाउंट बना रहे हो कि आपको जीमेल आता है?
What role does self-discipline play in time management?
जीमेल पे आपका मतलब ये वेरिफिकेशन होगा नहीं तो
Ah, good idea. You could say something like, remember, time management is a lifelong skill. It's not about being perfect every day, but about being mindful and adjusting
ये
along
भी
the way.
इसका हो जाए तो
Keep experimenting, stay patient, and you'll see steady improvements.
और जब दो होना स्पेस जो लोग नहीं आए तो इधर कितनी है ना, ये देखिए
How can procrastination be overcome?
किसी को वो नहीं करने देना।
Ah, that's a really good point. So you can explain that procrastination is often a result of fear, perfectionism, or feeling overwhelmed. And to overcome it, you can break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Set clear deadlines and just start with the smallest action, like the tiniest next step. Yeah.
What is the importance of setting daily goals?
That's a really key point. So, setting daily goals gives you a sense of direction and purpose each day. It helps you focus on what truly matters, keeps you motivated, and makes it easier to track progress. So, you know exactly what success looks like every day.
How do you prioritize tasks effectively?
कल आपका वो है
Yeah, great question. So, a good way is to use a method like the Eisenhower matrix. You categorize tasks by urgency and importance. You can also rank them by impact, what will bring you the biggest results, and then tackle the highest priority ones first.
सैटरडे यहाँ पे मेरे ख्याल सैटरडे संडे ऑफ है।
What is the difference between urgent and important tasks?
That's a big one. So, urgent tasks are those that need immediate attention, like crises or deadlines, while important tasks are those that contribute to your long term goals. So, not everything urgent is important, and that's where prioritization really matters.
How can a to-do list improve time management?
Yeah, definitely. So, one big way is just being more intentional, reviewing your tasks at the start of each day, making sure you're aligning them with your bigger goals. You can also set specific time blocks so you dedicate chunks of time to deep work, reduce multitasking, and then reflect at the end of each week to see what's working and what isn't.
What are small goals and how do they help?
Great point. So, small goals are just those little specific, achievable targets you set, things that break down big projects. They help because they give you quick wins, keep you motivated, and give you a clear sense of progress so you don't get overwhelmed by the big picture.
What is the Pomodoro technique and how does it work?
Yeah, the Pomodoro technique is a really simple method. Basically, you work in focused intervals.
अभी ना अभी आप
Exactly.
समझा दो, उनके पास लाके बैठे ना आपको समझा देंगे।
No problem. So, yeah, the Pomodoro technique basically works by having you focus intensely for, say, 25 minutes, and then you take a short break, like 5 minutes. After 4 cycles, you take a longer. Exactly. And it works really well because it helps you maintain focus, avoid burnout, and it keeps your mind.
तो फिर
Exactly. And over time, it helps you build a rhythm. So you get used to working in those short bursts, and you can keep your energy and productivity up throughout the day.
How can time blocking improve your schedule?
Yeah, so time blocking is super powerful because it forces you to allocate specific chunks of time to different tasks or activities. That way, you reduce decision fatigue, you protect your time, and you ensure that important things get done because they have a dedicated slot.
Yeah, Gemini. Got it, Ricky?
What is the 80-20 rule, Pareto principle in time management?
Got it.
Of course. So the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, basically says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So in time management, it means identifying and focusing on what those key tasks that really drive the biggest impact, so you get more out of less effort.
How can breaking tasks into smaller steps help?
Yeah, it really helps because when you break a big task down, it feels less overwhelming and you can make steady progress. Plus, each small step gives you a sense of accomplishment, which keeps you motivated and moving forward.
What role does scheduling play in managing time?
Yeah, that's a big one. So, stress can really derail your focus and lead to procrastination. When you're constantly stressed, your mind just can't stay organized. So, managing stress through things like mindfulness, breaks, or even just a bit of exercise can really keep you on track.
What's up, Colin?
What are the
Yeah,
most common distraction in daily life?
yeah. So, some of the most common distractions are things like social media, constant notifications, emails, and even multitasking between different tasks. They all pull your focus away from what you really need to be doing.
How can digital distraction be minimized?
Yeah, so one effective way is to set boundaries, like turning off notifications, using apps that block distracting sites, and designating specific times to check email or social media. That way, you keep your focus on the tasks that really matter.
How does multitasking affect productivity?
Yeah, multitasking actually tends to reduce productivity because your brain has to keep switching between tasks. So instead of getting deep focus on one thing, you spread your attention and you end up taking longer and making more mistakes.
What techniques help improve focus?
Yeah, a great technique is the single tasking method. So you give yourself a set time to focus solely on one task. Also, techniques like the Pomodoro method help, and minimizing interruptions, like putting your phone away, really helps keep that focus sharp.
How can you create a distraction free environment?
Yeah, that's a great goal. So you can create a distraction-free environment by setting a dedicated workspace, ideally somewhere quiet, silencing notifications, and maybe using tools like noise-canceling headphones or a website blocker to keep you on track.
किसने लगाया कुछ?
How does time management contribute to work life balance?
Science experiment.
Yeah, that's a really big benefit. So when you manage your time well, you're more intentional about when you work and when you rest. And that balance
ये
means you
स्टोरी
can
कोड
avoid
काफी
burnout,
दिन वाला
mix
स्टोरी
up
कोड
personal
ये
life,
स्टोरी
and you
पार्ट
just
में
feel more
आती है
control
ना
of your
पता
day.
है
एक सेकेंड आप मैं बैठेंगे आपकी
How can you allocate time for personal life and work?
Yeah, a good approach is to schedule it just like you would any other task. Set specific time blocks for family, hobbies, or personal time. Guard that time like it's a meeting and treat it as a priority so it stays consistent and meaningful.
वो इस तरह
Why is it important to schedule breaks?
इस तरह के मैं बता रहा हूँ मेंटली
Yeah, scheduling a break is really crucial because it prevents burnout, keeps your mind fresh, and actually boosts your productivity. When you step away, even for a short time, you come back more focused and with better energy.
बैठ जाए
How can overworking harm productivity?
खोल
Yeah, that's really important. So when you overwork, you actually reduce your productivity because your focus drops and you risk making more mistakes. So balancing rest, setting boundaries, and knowing when to stop ensures you stay sharp and effective long term.
What role does rest and sleep play in time management?
Yeah, rest and sleep are absolutely foundational. When you get enough rest, your focus and decision making improve, you handle stress better, and overall, you just have more mental clarity. So you actually manage your time way more effectively.
स्टीयरिंग व्हील पे लगाते हैं ना वो है
What tools or apps can help manage time effectively?
Yeah, there are some great ones. So, tools like Google Calendar or Outlook are awesome for scheduling, and apps like Trello or Asana help you organize tasks and projects. Plus, time trackers like Toggle can help you see where your time really goes.
How can calendars and planners improve organizations?
Yeah, definitely. So, calendars and planners help by giving you a visual view of your day or week. They let you see your commitments at a glance, block off time for deep work, and ensure nothing falls through the cracks so you stay organized and on track.
What are the benefits of using reminders and alarms?
Yeah, so reminders and alarms are super helpful because they keep you on track, especially when you're busy. They prompt you to take action at the right time, reduce the risk of forgetting tasks, and they help you stay accountable to your schedule so nothing falls through the cracks.
How can technology both help and hinder time management?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So, technology can help by giving you tools like reminders, automation, and planning apps. But on the flip side, it can hinder you if you get sucked into distractions like endless social media or notifications. So, it's all about balance and mindful use.
What is the role of automation in saving time?
Yeah, that's a big one. So, automation helps by handling repetitive tasks like sending reminders, organizing your calendar, or tracking time, so you don't have to manually do every step. That frees you up to focus on the big picture really more effectively.
How does setting long term goals improve time use?
Yeah, that's no worries. So, setting long term goals gives you a clear vision of what you want to achieve, and it helps you break down your time into bigger blocks. So, you're not just reacting to the day, you're moving purposefully toward bigger outcomes.
What motivates people to manage time better?
Yeah, that's a huge one. So often what keeps you going is connecting those daily tasks to your bigger purpose, reminding yourself why they matter, celebrating small wins, and just staying mindful of how each step moves you closer to goals.
How can rewards improve productivity?
Yeah, so one way is to regularly reflect on your progress, track what's working, what's not, and adjust your approach. You can also experiment with new productivity techniques, keep tweaking your daily routines, and just stay flexible so you keep finding what works best for you.
सबमिट करना हाँ सबमिट करना
What motivates people to manage time better?
Yeah, that's a great point. So, a big motivator is seeing how time management actually frees up mental space. When people realize they have more time for what they value, they feel more in control and they feel motivated to keep going.
What are common obstacle in achieving goals?
Yeah, that's really common. So, a big one is not being clear on what you want or maybe setting goals that feel too big or vague. Also, sometimes you just don't break them down into actionable steps or you get stuck in that fear of starting. So, clarity and a plan really help.
I repeat this question. What are common obstacle in achieving goals?
Of course. So, some common obstacles are lack of clarity, so you don't have a clear goal, fear of failure, or simply not breaking it down into smaller steps. Also, distractions or a lack of routine can get in the way. So, being specific and staying consistent really makes a difference.
How can consistency be maintained over time?
Yeah, so
क्या
consistent.
मैंने एक को बोला ये मैं तस्वीर है दीपी जैसी एक दीपी बना दी
How can consistency be maintained over time?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, consistency is about building habits. You set a routine, you track your progress regularly, and you keep things simple. Also, remind yourself of the reasons behind your goals so you stay connected to that bigger picture and keep going even when motivation dips.
My next question is how can time management skills be improved over time?
Good question. So time management stays sustainable when it fits your natural rhythm. So you adjust as your life changes, you keep it flexible, and you periodically check in to see if your methods are still working for you. That way it evolves with your needs.
What are the psychological barriers to good time management?
Yeah, that's a really
मेरा जैसे वो थे लैपटॉप
exactly. So some psychological barriers include things like perfectionism. So you procrastinate because you fear not doing it perfectly, low self-efficacy, meaning you don't believe you can control your time, or even just decision fatigue, where the constant choices wear you down and you avoid planning. So addressing those mental blocks is key.
How does stress impact time management?
Yeah, so stress really disrupts time management because it overloads your brain, right? When you're stressed, you have a harder time prioritizing, making decisions, and staying organized. So it makes tasks feel more overwhelming, and then you can fall into a cycle of procrastination.
Can time management be learned or is it innate?
Oh, absolutely. Time management is a skill, so anyone can learn it with practice. You need the right tools, a bit of self awareness, and some patience. Over time, those habits stick, and you get better and better at it.
How does decision making affect time use?
Yeah, so decision making really impacts time management because every time you have to decide, you pause, and that takes up mental energy. So if you minimize small decisions like setting routines or automating tasks, you free up more time and mental space to focus on what really matters.
How can students improve time management skills?
Yeah, definitely. So when you have a plan, it reduces that mental load. You know exactly what you're supposed to do next, you stay on track, and you avoid wasting time trying to decide or figure out what's important. So you stay efficient and productive.
How can professionals handle multiple responsibilities?
चैट विद्या मध्ये काम
Yeah, that's a big one. So professionals can handle multiple responsibilities by prioritizing tasks, delegating when possible, and using tools like project management apps. It's all about staying organized, setting boundaries, and making sure you allocate your time based on impact.
ये नेट का मतलब गवर्नमेंट
What strategies help manage unexpected tasks?
Yeah, that's a great point. So one strategy is to build buffer time into your schedule. So you leave space for those surprise tasks, and then you can shift your priorities as needed. That way you don't get thrown off track when something unexpected pops up.
I ask you a second last question. How can you evaluate your time management effectiveness?
Of course. So you can evaluate it by tracking how you're using your time, like keeping a log, checking if your daily or weekly goals are met, and seeing if you feel less rushed or more in control. If you're consistently hitting your priorities, staying balanced, that's a good sign your time management's working.
I am asking you a last question. What daily routine best supports efficient time management?
नहीं है तो मेरा नहीं
Yeah. So a great daily routine usually starts with a set wake up time, a
सीरी
morning planning session where you review your top priorities, maybe a dedicated focus block for your biggest tasks, and then breaks to recharge. You end with a quick review of the day so you can adjust for tomorrow.
ChatGPT, thank you very much. I am very thankful to you for your support, your guideline, and your better response. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help, and I'm wishing you all the best as you keep working on your time management. If you ever need more support, I'm here in the outlook. Take care.
टाइटल